Welcome to our Detroit News High School football preview for Week 4. And Tom, first, before we do anything else, I want to congratulate you on a 14-1 week last week. Just got one game wrong, still sort of that elusive 15-0 that we're all sort of looking for, but really put you back in the race of things.
Yeah, I needed that one after the 6-9 the week before.
But we got a slate of 4 games for you this week. We're going to start out in the Western Wing with Dearborn Edsel Ford, 2-1, playing a surprisingly 1-2 Dearborn squad, and this is really a must-win for Dearborn.
You know, I was just thinking that because they have Fortson coming up later in the season, and if somehow they stumbled here, a loss to Fortson would put them with 4 losses. I don't think they get in at 5-4. This is a must game for Dearborn, and Edsel Ford's not too bad. That's a disappointing loss they had last week in overtime to Belleville. But I think they'll bounce back. When you have a rivalry game like this is, your memory is short, and you'll get ready for this week.
Yeah, and I think Dearborn, with that sense of urgency, their last losing season was 0-3, so they really don't want to go back to the days where they were just mediocre. They want to get to the days where they can face Fortson with really something on the line, and going in at 1-3 is not the look that they're looking for.
No, they need to be 2-2, and if they're 2-2 going to Fortson, who knows? They could upset the Tractors.
Next game we're looking at is Grosse Ile and Milan, both teams 3-0, and this could be one of the important games in that division too.
Well, Carlton Airport is the team to beat in the Huron, but at the same time, Grosse Ile made a strong run last year in the playoffs, got to the region finals, lost a lot of players, but Coach John Bodner's come back real strong with the players he has filling the gaps. Milan is the real surprise team here. They're 1-8 last year. To be 3-0, and their offense is looking awfully good. The only problem I have, they haven't played that strong of a schedule. This is the best team they'll play, and I like Grosse Ile in this one.
And Grosse Ile won this matchup 41-32 last year, and building on that 10-win season is really important for them to have some legitimacy and have a chance again at getting at that division title. Next game is Oxford and Farmington. Oxford 2-1 and Farmington 3-0. And you said at the beginning of the season in our preview, I remember you said Farmington will be the team to watch in this white division, and that's turning out to be exactly true.
You know, John Bechtel's team's really played well defensively. They have some really good athletes. I was talking with John today, and we're kind of reiterating what he said in the preseason, is that he's got players, but he doesn't have much depth. He needs those players to be healthy, and so far they have been. Last week's game against Southfield Lathrop helped. They were up 26-0 in the first quarter. He got to rest a lot of his starters, and he's going to need that. I expect another close defensive game here. Oxford, remember, their only loss was to Lake Orion. They had them 10-0 at halftime, lost 17-10. So this Oxford team's really legit. I know they lost Prescott Line, but they had quite a few starters coming back from last year. I expect a tough game here. Farmington playing at home, I expect them to eke this one out.
Yeah, and it's just a rough and tumble game in that white division where almost every week now you're going to see something. That win over Southfield for Farmington was their key win and kind of the trademark win for the season, and this could be another one if they're able to get this one. Oxford with the win over Harrison last week really kind of muddled everything else because some people thought that Harrison might be that sleeper. So we'll see after this game, both teams undefeated in the league, who's able to come out and to be really in the driver's seat based on what Oak Park is able to do too. Final game is a Catholic League matchup, and this is one of those serious matchups that we're going to see in the Central Division where every week is going to be something that's going to decide it. Starting with Brother Rice and De La Salle, both teams 2-1. And Rice started out as your #1 team this year, and really they're trying to bounce back from that opening loss to Cass.
Yeah, they still are. I don't think they're at where I expected them to be at the beginning of the season. They are scoring a few more points. They had 42 last week, 28 in the second half against Pioneer. Still, I had a chance to see De La Salle last week, and they looked good against Fortson. I didn't think they looked great, but they looked good. I thought DeMario Lilly was really the key to that team. I know a lot of people are thinking about that quarterback at De La Salle, but I'll tell you what, without DeMario Lilly at running back, De La Salle is not that good of a team. They need something in the ground game to offset Shane Moore so that they don't pin their ears back and go right at him. DeMario Lilly is a real fine back. That being said, I think Brother Rice's defense is good enough in this game, and they win by a field goal.
Wow, good pick there. I think I'm going to go with Brother Rice as well. I think they're able to right the ship after that first week and really try to stake a claim to that Central Division title as we, again, those 4 teams really go back and forth to see who's going to win.
The loser's in bad shape.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Because with 2 losses and with St. Mary's and CC down the road, who knows what's going to take place.
Oh, absolutely. And again, we're just in week 4, so there's still a lot more down the road to try to sort all this stuff out. We'll continue to see all of our coverage on Friday and Saturday as well. And for Tom Markowski, I'm Rod Beard. That's our Week 4 preview of our high school games.